We don't. And Idi Amin said to him, well, go ahead and print more money. And he was like, I can't do that. Yes. I mean, Idi Amin's coup d'etat was one of the most significant and tumultuous times in Uganda and also in my family. And in 1971, I believe, is when the coup d'etat happened. And my first recollection was bombs falling around Kampala. You know, we were in our home in Nakasero and I could hear the bombs and, you know, my parents saying we just have to be quiet and see what happens. And then seeing on the TV and radio the announcement that Idi Amin is now in power. But lo and behold, within no time, my father, who was in the Ministry of Finance as the permanent secretary, was now made the Minister of Finance, which is equivalent to Secretary of the Treasury in the United States.
That's a big deal.
It's a big
he was
deal.
in a very visible role.
And sensitive.
One of the reasons that Idi Amin came into power is that there was this allegation that he was misappropriating funds.
Yes.
Which puts your father in an even more vulnerable position.
And so, but my father was a devoted civil servant, always wanted to serve. And I think that is also where I get my community service and public service from him. Not only watching him, but just in terms of within his calculus that it's important to serve the community. And slowly but surely, Idi Amin started killing many of the cabinet members. So he started killing them one by one. And then my father was one of the longest serving and last surviving members of the cabinet.
Very vulnerable.
Very vulnerable. And then it came a point where my father told, as Minister of Finance, that we don't have any more money. We don't. And Idi Amin said to him, well, go ahead and print more money. And he was like, I can't do that. It's just, that's not the way you run a government. So that put him in a very vulnerable position.